as promised, I've got an exclusive interview with Kyle Boswell and Hannah Tobin from BBC CWR. Let's get into it.
BBC introducing,
supporting new and emerging acts across the BBC.
Kyle Boswell, how are things with you?
Yeah, really good, thanks for having me.
For those who don't know, tell us a little bit about your music and who you are.
Yes, so my name's Kyle Boswell. I'm originally from Towcester in Northampton, but I'm based around Coventry and Nuneaton. I play indie rock music with a little tinge of singer-songwriter as well.
And who would you say your influence is? I know you cite Alex Turner as one of your lyrics. Lyrics.
Yeah, definitely. Lyric-wise, definitely Alex Turner. I love the descriptive way he and other people as well do their lyrics. Like, it really describes a story. Then musically as well, it is a little bit of a mix, I'd say, between, you've got mixes of Paolo Nutini, Ed Sheeran, and indeed Arctic Monkeys as well, just to bring the genre together.
Are they the artists that you grew up listening to? Who were your biggest influences, would you say?
Probably Arctic Monkeys there. I think when I first got a guitar, it was when they were first coming to their heyday, basically. You know, their first album came out, and it was when the charts just went mad with indie bands. You had, you know, Arctic Monkeys, Kasabian first coming onto the stage as well. Yeah, so it was definitely that kind of indie rock music when everybody loved it. Speaking
of bands, there's been talk recently that there aren't many bands around these days in the charts. What do you agree with that?
I do, yeah, unfortunately. Yeah. I mean, there's plenty of bands around, but a lot of them, they don't, especially in the mainstream charts, they don't get their due at all. I mean, I could probably name dozens who are still touring who could just as well be in those charts, and I think 15 years ago they probably would have been, but because that's not really the way music's gone in the mainstream at the moment. I mean, maybe recent comebacks from certain bands will bring that back around. Yeah, I wonder as well. Yeah.
Are you going, can I ask?
I'm not. No. My partner did look at getting tickets, but she couldn't get any. But no, I prefer the smaller gigs at the moment.
Yeah. Speaking of gigs, you played Godiva for us on the Cov stage. How was that?
It was great. Yeah, it was really good. It was lovely and sunny before the rain came down. Yeah, it was a brilliant day. Overall, it was the first gig that I'd done with a band behind me, which I've been trying to sort out for a long time, to try and start doing a lot of my live shows with a band. So it sounds more like the songs that I release, because for so long I've just been playing them acoustically, and it was really good. We had to we had to change the set list on the fly because of a few things that was to do with our planning, obviously, as well, which was great. That, like, we were really happy that we managed to do that, as well as we were a relatively new band, and it was a lot of months of work going forward, getting ready to do it, and it was brilliant. Yeah, really good.
Thank you for playing for us.
Oh, thank you for having me.
What would you say has been one of the highlights of your career so far musically?
I mean, in my most recent release, that was I was really happy about hitting the amount of streams it hit as quick as it did. So that's I think I mentioned it in the interview that I did before Godiva as well, that nowadays that's such a big thing with how many streams you get, and, you know, it's something that a lot of venues and promoters will look at as well when they're booking you. And that track, When You Met the Protagonist, it did hit that. It hit 1,000 streams really quickly. It's hit 2,000 streams. It's now close to 3,000, I think, as well. So that was a big highlight. But I think mainly it's just as well, it's just getting to play a lot of the festival shows that I've been able to do, like this year especially, like July and August. I managed to do pretty much 2 shows a week, every week, and a lot of them were festivals as well. I did a couple of weeks ago, I did 2 festivals in the same day as well, which was I don't know who planned that. Yeah, but it was great. It was just brilliant having that much involvement in everything.
And you've got some new gigs in October, you were saying?
Yes. So after the busyness that I've had in July and August, September I kind of earmarked for a new release that we'll talk about, I'm sure, in a minute. But then October I've got two coming up, one in Tamworth, and then quite a really big one that I'm looking forward to, which is at the Queen's Hall in Nuneaton on October the 11th, with a couple of other big bands around the area as well. So it's definitely one to look on Instagram to have a look at.
And that's with the full band lineup.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's going to be very good. It is, yeah, and especially because like the Queen's Hall and the Crew, the pub underneath it, that's kind of like, I'd say that was kind of like my home venue, because it's where I grew up playing. Like, it was the first time I ever played on a professional stage when I was 14, was at their underage band nights that they used to have and things like that. So it's a special time.
How long have you been playing?
Oh, a long time. So, I mean, I picked up a guitar when I was 14. I'm a little bit older than people think I am. So
I know that feeling.
Yeah. So a good while. I mean, just from what I said earlier about I bought a guitar when Arctic Monkeys brought out their first album. So make of that what you will.
New single time. Tell us all about your new music.
Yeah, so this one's been in the works for a couple of months. It was delayed a little bit for various reasons, but I'm really excited about it. It's called, what's it called?
The way it's always been.
So there's a reason I keep forgetting that. It's because there was two titles, and it used to be called The Way It Will Always Be,
right,
and then it's now The Way It's Always Been. But yeah, so this is a new track that is going to be released on the 11th of October. That is the release date. So it's going back to a more ballady feel. I wouldn't say it's a slow one, because it's definitely got an upbeat chorus to go with it. It's very atmospheric as well, with what comes with it as well, and I'm really excited about it. And people on my Instagram and my Facebook, they'll be able to see a lot more things towards it, towards the 11th of October, about that track, and little snippets and things like that about it.
What advice would you give to those who are considering sharing their music on Introducing?
Go for it. Basically, yeah. I mean, it's very difficult nowadays, especially, to get your music to the people who need to hear it for it to go anywhere. I'm sure there's probably thousands of artists, if you go into any cities and towns, that you'll listen to, and if the wider audience could hear them, they'd be up there, they'd be playing at Glastonbury. But unfortunately nowadays there's just not it's not very easy to get people to hear it. And Introducing is one of the few ways you can do that nowadays, to get it to, such a big organisation like BBC. It's one of the few places you can get that music out there, and that's definitely a reason why you should do it.
So just remind us about your new release.
Yeah, so The Way It's Always Been, 11th of October. If you follow my Instagram and Facebook, that's at Kyle Boswell Music, you will soon be seeing lots about it, including pre-save links. So please do get on those links and make sure you save it, and keep an eye out.
BBC Introducing.
Supporting new and emerging acts across the BBC.
When you fall asleep